hair light even back then, and they'd like put powder on me and stuff like that, and I was sweating right through it, not out of nervousness because I talk pretty well and I'm pretty glib, but in the studio you don't realize how many lights are trained right on you in order to get the perfectly natural sunlight indoors, if you
Right.
will. So at one point, after they had like hit me with the big powder puff makeup, they said, "Sir, we're going to have to seal your head." And they really had to put some kind of like a lacquer on me, and so that I would not be like sweating on camera like I was a convict that they had brought in to do this movie. And then what's funny is, of course, it all went well. I had a nice time. It was Fox News in the morning, back before Fox had really gone insane. Then I had done that downtown, and I was not working consulting at that point. I was consulting out in the Chicago suburbs. So I get on the train to go home, and while I'm walking to the train, etc., people are giving me the honest looks. And I realized after a while it's because I've got studio makeup on. I got my head glistening because I've been sealed with this varnish, and I must have looked really weird, like a crazy clown out on the streets. Who knows when he's going to pull out his knife. And
Well,
it was an odd, fun experience. So
waterproof owl. It sounds like an action figure.
yeah, and you know what? If I hadn't like, I'm happy that over the course of the day, I didn't get like a reaction to, your head is where you give off a lot of your heat, and in my case, a lot of my sweat. And if that's sealed, I could have been like overheating. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's kind of like if you throw a blanket over your engine, your
So,
car will overheat because it can't shed all the energy it's producing.
so how'd you get it out? Did it peel off like one big skull cap layer?
No, I did have to wash my head multiple times to where it didn't feel as like slick and rosiny as it had been feeling. But it must be like that, right? They can't have every guest come in, have to go home and like scrape at it with some kind of industrial scraper. It's got to be water soluble-ish, even though it did not let me sweat through it. Anyway, that was, "Sir, we're going to have to seal your head." You don't hear that a lot of times in your life.